Hello class, today we will see the chapter vector algebra, and in vector algebra we will see the scalar and vector. So first we will see what is meant by the scalar, what is meant by the vector. So you know that there are number of physical quantities are present. Out of that, the quantities are divided. Some are in as a scalar and some are as a vector. So how it can be categorized as a scalar or a vector? So if the quantity has only a magnitude, then that are called as a scalar quantity. The scalar quantities are independent of direction, and those physical quantity has magnitude and direction that are called as a vector quantity. So this is the basic definition or basic difference between this scalar and vector. Scalar quantity only described by magnitude, it do not require the direction, whereas vector quantity require the magnitude as well as direction. So to understand this, we will see some of the examples. So what is the first example? So suppose I say that your home is at a 2 kilometer distance. So distance. Your home is at 2 kilometer distance. So whatever this distance is there, that is belongs to scalar quantity. But if you say that from this situation at the east direction, suppose east direction, this is your, so from this location to the east direction at 2 kilometer distance your home is there, then it represents 2 kilometer is the magnitude, and this east direction, this represent, this is the vector quantity. Then another example is the speed. So whatever you are walking or you are running any vehicle, so at which speed it is move, we can say for example 40 kilometer per hour your vehicle is moving, 40 kilometer per hour. So we can say that this is the speed. So it is independent of direction. That means in any direction you can move the vehicle, and that is move at the speed of 40 kilometer per hour. But what is about the velocity? The velocity represents the particular directions. It requires particular direction. So whenever direction is used, then it is represented as a velocity. So velocity becomes the vector quantity. Then another some examples are, here is the mass, then volume. This is the example of the scalar quantity. Then density, then temperature. So here is the one quantity, that temperature. So temperature is a scalar quantity. So the temperature also can be used as a vector quantity. So I will explain you this one. So whenever there is change in temperature, that means we can say that suppose it is a 27 degree, now it changes by 2 degree. Then this temperature, the change in temperature by 2 degree belongs to scalar quantity. But if the temperature we can say rise or fall, then it can be represented as a vector quantity. So in this way, whenever only magnitude is sufficient to describe that quantity completely, then it is a scalar quantity, and whenever magnitude as well as need a direction, then that quantities are represented as a vector quantity. So this is about the introductory part about the scalar and vector. Now we will see our next point, that is a scalar product or dot product. And its properties. Scalar product or dot product. So consider the two vectors, vector A and vector B. So this is a vector A and this is a vector B. Then this makes an angle theta between them. So whatever the scalar product is defined as the product of magnitude of two vectors and the cosine of angle between them. So here vector A dot vector B, this is represented as a scalar product or dot product, and it is given by the product of magnitude. So magnitude is indicated by this mod into magnitude into cosine of angle between them. Therefore it becomes vector A dot vector B is equal to mod of A into mod of B into cos theta. So this is represented as a scalar product, or it is also called as a dot product. Then this dot product has the number of properties. So we will see one by one the properties of the scalar product. So the properties of scalar product or dot product. So the first property is a commutative property of scalar product or dot product. So how it can be represented? So we can use the small letters. Suppose this is a vector A. Okay, so vector A and another vector B. So here is the dot product. So vector A dot vector B. So commutative indicate that this is also equal to the product of vector B and vector A. That means in this case only magnitude is used. Whatever may be the direction, the result is same. So how it can be represented, that is also we can see that. So this is indicated by equal to AB cos theta. That means A into B and whatever the angle between them, cos theta. If we consider this side, so what will be happen here then? It is represented by BA cos theta. It is represented by BA cos theta. So if you consider this is the A and this is the B. So vector A, vector B. This is the angle theta. So whenever this theta angle is used, what is happen? This part is remaining and this total becomes 360 degree. Okay. So in this case, A to B angle is theta and remaining either becomes, so total becomes 360. Now remaining becomes 360 minus theta. So therefore this side can be indicated by BA cos of 360 minus theta. BA cos of 360 minus theta. But in this case, cos of 360 minus theta, using the mathematical identity. What is the mathematical identity? Cos of 360 minus theta is represented as a cos of theta or plus cos of theta. So therefore it becomes BA cos theta and we get the both values are equal. So therefore the vector A dot vector B is equal to vector B dot vector A. This is represented as the property known as the commutative property. Okay. Then we will see the second property, that is called as the distributive. Second property, distributive. So what is happening in the distributive? Consider the three vectors, vector A into vector B dot vector or here plus vector C. So whenever such case is used, then it can be represented as product of vector A into vector B plus product of vector A into vector C. So A inside the bracket B plus C can be represented as A into B plus A into C. This property is represented as a distributive property. Then third property. So what is the third property? So it is considered here in the third property. Here is any vector A and another equally in magnitude. That means vector A, or you can also give the name vector B also. So whenever two equal vectors are there and both are parallel, then what will be happen? Whenever these are parallel, the angle between them is 0. That means theta is 0, and whatever the theta is 0, cos 0 is equal to 1. Cos of 0 is equal to 1. So by using this all mathematical background, what will happen? Here is the vector A into vector A is equal to, we get A into A cos theta. So cos theta, so it becomes cos 0, it gets the value 1 and here is only 1. So magnitude. That means here is the magnitude of A into magnitude of A. That means A square. So this is another identity, this is another property, and it can be theoretically represented as the scalar product of two parallel equal vector is equal to the square of its magnitude. So this is another property. Then the fourth property, it is related to perpendicular. Fourth property is related to perpendicular. So what will be happening perpendicular? So try to understand. Suppose this is a vector A and here is a vector B. Then the angle between them is 90 degree. Okay. So this represents the case of perpendicular.